Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. And this is a general or collective reading. So take what works for you and just leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that might give you further clarity as to the situation now. So I did a little bit of a meditation before this and picked the underlying cards for the reading. And we have the Queen of Swords from the Tarot. She's one of 4 queens in the Minor Arcana, and she is considered to be the coldest of the queens. This is because she's been there, done that, and has the t-shirt. She's not in the mood for any bullshit. Sometimes she's considered cold because of this, but like you can see here, there's this one little bird in the background, and on the swords, there's these little flocks of birds. It's saying that she's independent, and so this can be talking about someone who maybe just got divorced. Quite often, the Queen and King of Swords are both people that are divorced, and she has her left hand out, so she's saying she's willing to receive from the Emperor if he comes in upright. But if he comes in incorrect, it's off with his head. She's got her sword up and she's ready to use it. And her head is above the clouds, and this is talking about she has clarity. She has clarity about what she's willing to put up with and what she's not willing to put up with. And this is, so this card is about learning that discernment, sometimes, quite often, the hard way. And we have the Emperor from the Oracle, and the Oracle is Tales from the Vector. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And this is talking about the Emperor. And so the Emperor is all about performance. He's you silly cat. He's talking all about performance. He wears his armor underneath his robe. He is, he embodies the qualities of all 4 kings from the Minor Arcana rolled into one person. He hails from the Ural Mountains in Russia, on the Russian side. And he's considered, like this is pure alpha male energy. And he has, his DNA is very rare. And it puts him in a different category when it comes to mating with the other dragons. They have special qualities of performance from his bloodline. And then we have the energy of the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles represents health, wealth, and happiness in the 3rd dimensional world. And the 3D energy is, very important to have money in it. But, and this is talking about having 2 pentacles and having to juggle them. And so this card can represent doing a lot of multitasking. You might be very busy at this time. The card is also saying, like, the pentacle energy is there. It's represented by the coin, but it's because it's about earthly matters. And of course, to live happily on the earth, we do need to have money. It's unnecessary for sure. And but you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want. So this is more than that. It's about lifestyle. And this sometimes talks about having to juggle lifestyle. This could talk about work hard, play hard, your home life, your business life. It can represent maybe you're working 2 jobs to make ends meet, or you could be going to school and working and having to pay for the school at the same time. This is saying, juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And we have the 8 of Cups, and the 8 of Cups is talking about walking away from something that you love, that you have put a lot of time, energy into, possibly money into. The cups represent romantic love a lot of the time, but sometimes they can represent just love of anyone and anything. Sometimes they represent love of something you love to do or be. So you could be walking away from a romantic situation. You could be walking away from family or from friends, or this could represent a partner in business, possibly, and they could be walking away from you, or you could be walking away from them. And also this could represent for something like that you love to do, that you're walking away, or maybe walking towards it and leaving something behind to do so. And so this is talking about the moon cycles, the full moon and the new moon. As I'm doing this reading right now, there was a new moon last night in the sign of Gemini. And so that might be why the moon energy is out. It's been coming out in a lot of the readings. But what it's saying is use your intuition as well as your logic when you come to major decisions like this. And, this can represent there's only 10 cups in the tarot. So this is 8. This is talking about, maybe 8 years of energy that you've put into something. So this isn't like walking away from something that is insignificant. This is a significant life change. And then we have the Queen of Wands, and she is sitting on her throne. She's considered to be very a natural beauty and very sexy because of that, in a natural way. And she has a sunflower here. This sunflower is talking about being happy. Now, sunflower, they turn to face the sun throughout the day. And this is talking about that energy. She's on her she's on her destined path, and she is happy because of it. She can find this veil behind her represents the thin veil between the spiritual and the physical realm. So she can go back and forth between those two with ease, and finds creative solutions because of that. She has this little black cat here. It doesn't have happy feet like mine. My cat is she's in the zone. She loves the readings, and so she's happy. Did you get in the catnip or what? Her feet are going like crazy here. So the Queen of Wands is, she represents the element of fire. And, the wand is made of wood because wood fuels the fire. This is about taking passionate action and moving forward with passion, basically. Her little black cat, a lot of people wouldn't have a black cat because they would be superstitious, but she's not. She's like, hey, I can find a creative solution for anything. I just need to combine my intuition and my logic, and we're good. Because of that, she's happy because she doesn't worry. And then we have this energy here, and it's talking about the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups energy is definitely talking about regret or remorse. Quite often this card can be regret or remorse when it comes to love. We do have the Queen of Swords here, so could be something between maybe the Emperor and the Queen of Swords have had a split or something here. Doesn't have to be, might be, because we have two queens here. Could be a split with this one. I've got this one sitting right above the Queen of Wands. But this is basically saying, what it could be is there could have been a divorce, and this could be a third-party energy. Because we have, this card is, the saying, don't cry over spilt milk. This is talking about that type of energy. We have 2 cups here that are spilt, and or 3 that are spilt. These 2 have wine in them, and this one has some other liquid that was poisonous to the relationship. This is a loss. It's in the ground. There's no getting this out. You just are going to have to accept the loss. And this person is standing here in regret and remorse. Now, this could also this regret and remorse could belong to the Queen as well, because she was married to this person and they stepped out. It could be the third party is also in regret or remorse. I feel that that's the way the energy is. I feel that there's some sort of energy going on here. It doesn't necessarily have to be, we're not far enough in to see it, but this, you notice here we have 5 cups standing, and then we have these 2, we have a gap and a third cup. So quite often that can represent third party energy in romantic matters. And that splits a couple up. And so it's looking kind of that way here. Whether or not it's between the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Swords, I'm not 100% sure. And we do have, it could be different for everybody actually. And so we have 2 cups standing behind. So this is talking about the best thing you can do in this situation. This is a loss. Like, you're not going to be able to get that out of the ground. So the best thing you can do is pick these 2 cups up, go, be grateful that they're standing and appreciate that, because you have something to work with here. And walk down this path, cross the bridge over troubled water and into your castle. Now you notice in the background that the castle looks half standing and half dilapidated. So this is talking about, is the cup half full or is the cup half empty? And it's about having, what is your attitude going to be? I mean, it takes time to heal, but you don't want to be standing here for the rest of your life, that's for sure. And if this isn't about romantic love, it could be about a family member, a friend, it could be about a business partner, something that you've poured energy into. And we have the King of Swords. So now here we have a change here. So the King of Swords, when the King of Swords comes out with the Queen of Swords, usually they are a divorced couple. So now the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords might be getting divorced, and the Emperor might be an authority figure that's looking into all of it. We'll see. Sometimes when we have a few kings come out, we'll see. The king could be the Emperor as well if there's more kings coming out. But we have definitely, I do feel, the divorces between these 2. And you notice like how he has 2 birds in the background and she has 1. It's because they are now divorced. And this is talking about the King of Swords is someone that people go to for divorces. This is someone that understands words, the power of words, that they can be used as weapons and they can also be used to uplift people. And, quite often this will represent someone that uses their words and their education. The swords represent your thoughts, and so and your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. So this is someone who's, the King of Swords would be someone who's educated and uses his words to earn his living. And this most definitely could be a divorce lawyer. This could be about the judicial system. We have... if this is a lawyer, he would be someone that would be probably a partner in an established firm. This could represent a judge. It could represent head prosecutor, that sort of energy. Someone that people that are higher up in the legal system. And then we have it could also be a political figure that quite often that make the laws of the country. And, someone who speaks for a living and also runs things. And so educated again. And so this could represent, we have a king here. So this could be a king. It could be prime minister or president of a country. This could be representing someone that's in the Senate or Congress, a minister of the government, of the federal government, someone higher up. And sometimes this can represent a best-selling author, an inventor. This could be, because this sometimes can represent intellectual material. Also, possibly an engineering energy, so someone who's inventing, and this could represent patents. Surgeons, veterinarians, psychiatrists, dentist, yeah. So basically, like someone who's well educated and, is not doing physical labor. And this can also represent, though, that these are different qualities, or, this could give you an idea of who this divorce is between, if it's not you, if this, trying to figure out this reading. And so the king also, he understands words very well, as I said, and you can even see words are in the King of Swords wording here. So he also understands that actions do speak louder than words. So if you give your word and you don't follow it up with action, that your word becomes useless. And then we have a card of marriage here. So I feel like because it's sitting on this energy here. I do feel that this is a third-party energy that it looks like the king got involved with. Well, you never know. It could be the queen. Remember, all the figures in tarot are not gender specific. They're archetypes, and so they represent. This could be a female or male in the masculine energy, and these could be females in the feminine, or females or males in the feminine energy. But the way it's presented here, I would say the King and Queen of Swords are getting divorced because there was a third-party involvement. There's a lot of regret and remorse around it. Someone was juggling their morals and their lifestyle. And we have this is commitments, marriage, and partnerships. So definitely it's affected that energy. And I feel like this is talking about, a lot of times when this card comes out, it's like the beginning of fulfillment. But I feel like here, it's talking about the end of what you thought was fulfillment, was going to be fulfillment. Most people don't go into marriage thinking they're going to get divorced. So even though the statistics are about half and half these days, this is talking about also the assets, though, like, because you generally, when you get divorced, you have to split assets, and that could have something to do with the castle here and that type of energy. Now, if this isn't, this could represent business partners splitting up, that or like, it could be a lot of situations, but most likely with the cards here, we're talking about romantic. And, like a marriage, divorce, that type of energy. And possibly it could be someone that you're also doing business with. And look at this. We have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is a lot of money. So the Ten of Pentacles is the most money that you can have. But it's interesting because after this happens, I feel like this is talking about what is like the Ten of Pentacles would be the most, the best lifestyle you could have. And so this is talking about juggling that. Really interesting energy. Like the King of Swords, and maybe it's the Queen of Swords went off with the Emperor because he had more money. We could be looking at it from that perspective as well. Definitely, when I think about it now, I just looked over there. And she's willing to receive from the Emperor, but the Emperor quite often can also represent very high authority, someone that would cast judgment over maybe the splitting of the assets. This is talking like it's raining money. You have the perfect partner. You have the perfect pets. You have time. It's a beautiful lifestyle in a perfectly imperfect world. But I feel like that's what was juggled with the energy here. And that's what both parties have to walk away from now, because I feel like the marriage is no longer solid. And that's what I feel has happened here. Sometimes this can be talking about a windfall of money coming in somehow. So we'll see what that's about. It's kind of unexpected money coming in. And then we have some information about Pentacles here. So isn't that interesting? So this is the Page of Pentacles, and the Page, this would represent a younger energy, and it might even represent the Queen and King of Swords when they first got married. So this could be a marriage that went quite some time, at least 8 years, and they might have been around the Page of Pentacles would work for the King and the Queen, and they would start work very young, 7 to 14 years of age. You have to remember back then the life expectancy was half of what it is now. So, but this could be representing someone that you knew from, the pentacle energy is about someone you know, or you were in elementary school or in high school, or possibly just starting college, university, under the age of 21. Because the Page of Pentacles, I mean, this would be a real coup for them to get a job working with the king and the queen. It would be much better than most of the other occupations that were available at that time. And this is information, you know, like if they were able to afford a horse when they were 21, they might even be considered for knighthood. So the energy is talking about some sort of information coming in, and it could be someone that you know, like this could involve someone that you know, that you've known since elementary school and up into college, you know, that you met during that time frame under about the age of 21. And it sometimes can represent a time frame also of 7 years ago, 14 years ago, 21 years ago. So, you know, that may empower you a little bit for the information. So the pages, their first job would be to deliver communication, and then they would be given more responsibility. And then, as I said, if they were suitable, they might even be considered for knighthood when they became an adult. This is talking about, you know, something about lifestyle, and generally, like, this is, you notice how he is very focused on this pentacle. So this is about a focus on lifestyle, which is not uncommon when someone gets a divorce. So let's keep going here and see. Yeah, the Tower has hit, and quite often this can represent divorce. I mean, you can look at the anatomy of the Tower and see two people, it's imploded and exploded at the same time. And so there's two people falling out of the Tower. And quite often this card will represent an energy of, you know, we have that moon energy here of not listening to your intuition. At first, before a Tower hits, the universe will try and reach us by saying, hey, you might want to take a look at this. And then, you know, if we don't pay attention, we get the frying pan treatment, whack over the head, and we're like, ow, that hurts. And it's like, yeah, but that's nothing compared to what it's going to be like. You need to pay attention. There's something going on here. And then bang, you still don't. So the 2x4 comes out, and then the lightning hits the Tower. Now your castle's on fire, and people are falling out of it. And, you know, this is something that's going to have to be rebuilt. The whole castle's on fire now. That's why it's dilapidated in the background there, I feel. Yikes, what a situation. So this is talking about the Tower is a reality check that hits, and it's never comfortable for anyone. Having said that, if you're on the right side of the law, the Tower will turn out to be down the road. It's like the reality check is important because both these people were not in reality. One of them is shocked, and the other one is like, oh, I had a bad feeling this was going to happen, and I should have listened to my intuition. So sometimes this can talk about something you could nip in the bud, you know, and then you would it wouldn't have to go to this extent. But now it's like full blown, and it could be public, and like it's like a, you know, it's a big mess. So let's see what else is happening here. Yeah, cutthroat energy at the top here. I feel this is a very messy, messy, messy divorce. This is what this is. It's very bitter. And, you know, because there's this outer conflict coming in, and it's talking, and it's inner conflict as well. So it's talking about outer and inner conflict. I feel it's become like kaboom, everybody knows about it. And it's spilling over, you know. This is cutthroat energy. This is someone who's willing to risk everything to get what they want. And maybe both of these two are in that energy. Kind of reminds me of that movie, The Smiths. I can't remember exactly the name of it, but where they're, you know, like it's a divorce situation, and it's like, it was a movie, but there's lots of movies out there that are like that way. There's a lot of them. Like, what was the other one I was thinking about? Fatal Attraction. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up here. So this is like really like nasty energy, like, and it's sitting at the top of the Tower here, right? So it's saying kaboom. And here we have like the juggling of lifestyle and having it all, but not having it all. Like it's an illusion, I guess, walking away from what you thought was going to be everything you wanted, And because some information comes in about pentacles. Now, it's hard to say here. I'm going to clarify this, but this could be, did this happen because of some information that came in about pentacles? Because we're juggling here, right? Is it just about a third party energy, or is it more than that? Is it both? Is it both like a business and a third party energy? Because there's a lot at risk here. And then we have, the Tower. And I mean, it's like a big, messy, public display, I feel. And that may be why the Emperor energy is here also, because maybe it has to go to court or whatever, and this is someone, they need an authority figure to sort through this. Because the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, I think definitely are the ones that were divorcing, and this energy feels like that's who the king had this involvement with. Ugh. Yeah, it's not much fun. Okay, can't wait to get out of this energy. Yeah, you too, Stella. Say, yeah, no, I don't really like this energy that much. I left. She's so funny. If she doesn't like the energy of a reading, she just takes off. There's no loyalty here. You're sucking in the energy of this reading. So we have the numbers here on these cards represent the numbers in I have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and on that website there's a gallery, and it has the paintings, all 64 of them. And the numbers here, I will put them in the order they appear in the reading. So if you want to go look at more of the paintings from there, I will. These paintings, actually, when I started this oracle, it was in 2007, and I just got these reproductions done. And normally I wouldn't take them down this small, for the oracle deck I would, but for a painting, because this is like a 3 foot by 4 foot painting, and it has a lot of crystals on it, and that we had to use 2 cameras to, specialized equipment to be able to get them ready to put on print. So, but the energy of there's 64 paintings, and so this is part of the major arcana in that deck. Very similar to, though, the energy of the Emperor in the tarot. Very, very alpha male. When I put my foot down, my way or the highway type of energy. Aquarius, we're talking about Uranus, and Uranus is ruling Aquarius energy. So Uranus is talking about, Uranus just moved into the sign of Gemini about a month ago. And this is coming up in a lot of the readings. And it's significant even if you're watching this like 7 years from now, because Uranus stays in each planet for 7.5 to 8 years. And in Gemini, bottom line is that when Uranus moved into Gemini, it's bringing the truth out. And it's bringing the truth out in really weird ways, and it's really weird truths. Things that you would never expect to happen are happening, and it's coming out very publicly, a lot of it. We can see this online all the time, and it's really interesting how some of this information is coming out. People are showing themselves exactly who they are online. You know, like leaders of countries and everything. Like, it's pretty wild. We had a big kerfluffle from the soccer tournament, or the soccer, the FIFA, what is it? The world tournament. Yeah, it's like there's just the energy from people at the top, like showing their true colors, basically. We have the energetic upgrade, and this is talking about the magician energy. So this is talking about walking away from something that I feel this is saying walking away from something you thought was going to be an energetic upgrade, and it turned out to be a disaster. And it's because of indifference. This is like we're all in it together, but clearly that wasn't the case, because we have all this regret and remorse. And I feel like it's just been a big kaboom. And then we have the Pisces energy. So the Pisces is talking about a lot of Neptune. Neptune is about how we approach life, approach relationships. It's about associations that we have with, relationships with people, with how we do business, with how we present ourselves, all of that type of energy. And Neptune moved out of the sign of Pisces into Aries about a month and a half ago. And that is, I feel, what this is talking about, because Aries, it's brand new energy. And we were used to, for 14 years, things being done the Pisces way. And now we're in Aries. And Aries is totally opposite from the Pisces energy. Pisces is a senior executive, the very last sign of the zodiac. And it's watery and more forgiving and dreamy. And we have the newborn Aries, the first sign in the zodiac, full of fire, wailing at the top of its lungs because it's not getting its way. And that's the energy, brand new energy coming in. And for 14 years, we were doing things the Neptune way. And we finally figured out what's going to work. And now, as soon as I noticed a change right away, as soon as it moved into the Aries energy, bang, now we have to learn how to do things all over again. And we're talking about the difference between water and fire. We're talking about a senior executive to a newborn infant. There's a lot of, so basically a lot of people are finding out that whatever was working for them before, the way they approached business, the way they handled things, oh, this always works. When I do it this way, it always works, but it's not. And you may be finding that things need to be tweaked. And I feel that's coming up in relationships, in business. It's coming up in relationships that, are about love, families, friends, everything. It's just a very different energy, and it's going to be with us for the next 14 years. Plus, then we have the truth coming out with Uranus in Gemini, and that is for the next 8 years, so until 2033. So basically, we've got a lot of new energy. And we have the karmic space of jealousy. This came up in the last random shift reading, or one of them that I've done recently, that there's a lot of jealousy out there right now. There can be a lot of envy, and that could have been a driving force. And maybe a lot of people are feeling quite bitter because I've done things this way, and now all of a sudden, all this work that I did, now I'm having to relearn it at this point. And it's really it can be challenging for a lot of people. Like the emperors used to get in their way, so it could be talking a little bit about that. And then we have the scotoma, having a blind spot. And basically, though, this card is saying that if we want to be able to really do well in this energy and be able to move out of situations with more ease, like divorce, etc., we need to adapt to the energy. We need to be able to use our intuition and our logic, and to be able to find creative solutions rather than saying, no, I've always done it this way. Because it's, you might you did that way for 14 years, but now for 14 years, we're going to be in Aries, and maybe you need to tweak things just a little bit, and things will work better for you. There's a reason why the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror. And that's the energy. We have to, we have to shoulder check. We have to look and make sure, no one's coming from behind, and we're not going to get in an accident that way. But we have to make sure that we're looking at the windshield and we're looking forward, because, and looking at new routes to take. If your favorite route that you drive to has construction happening, you might have to go on a detour. Maybe it'll take you on, you'll find as you're driving by, you'll see a restaurant that you want to go to or something like that. So, and look at this, we have the Empress at the top here. So isn't that interesting? So this could be talking about the Queen of, I feel like what this is saying is the Queen of Swords, she is willing to, receive from the Emperor. And I feel that now this is saying that after everything she's been through, she is has the qualities of all the four queens wrapped into one person. So she has the discernment now to be able to move forward in her life. And perhaps this energy is talking about, you know, these two coming together now. Isn't that interesting? All right, you never know what might not happen, right? If you just keep your mind open. All right, so this is talking about, you know, a pretty typical situation in, you know, in love and marriage and all of that. And, you know, we have ups and downs. It can be a roller coaster, but this is really interesting how it ends at the top here. I do feel this is basically saying maybe the queen, she's happy to be over here with the emperor. And that's what she's going to do. And maybe the King of Swords is going to go with the Queen of Wands. Maybe everybody will be happy in the end. See? Keep an open mind. All right. I do hope this has been of benefit to you. Give it a like and comment if it has. I really appreciate it. It's really helping me build my channel. Consider subscribing. I really am honored when you do so. I will be back with another random reading for you soon. Bye for now.